ounces of moisture. Here's the reason why, right? We have this area of low pressure finally starting to open up. It was a closed low, right? Melanie starts to move across the south, and then the dip to the jet, and the dip in the jet rather to the north, finally starting to merge or morph. And with this energy in place, all of it coming together is the perfect setup for us. We'll watch also to see where the area of pressure starts to develop just off of the coast, and this is going to be a big player.
Go check it out, man. Look at the see, before it was just rain and stuff. See if I can guess. See, so our patio is completely with ice. Yeah, you could hear the ice. See, look at how deep that is. Everything's fucking frozen. Look at that. I'm about to go in, man. God damn. Ooh. That is crazy. That is cold as fuck too.
Muddy paws, dirty shoes, and are your floors always dirty? Sometimes you clean? Now there's a simple solution. Meet Muddy Mat, the ultra-absorbent microfiber chenille mat that keeps your dog's paws so clean. It's like they're wiping them at the door. Muddy Mat is designed with thousands of advanced ultra-soft microfibers that are 5 times more absorbent than ordinary doormats.
My floors have never been so clean. I mean, both Ruby and Blue came in covered in mud, and this anti-mud mat left their paws. They step across once, and it completely makes their paws completely clean of mud.
That's
It's the
crazy.
best mat I've ever found, and we have tried many. There's still a sale going on.
Do have to.
Call or go to trymuddymat.com or scan the QR code to claim your 70% off and your
I have to charge these bad boys up. However that looks like. That's the thing about streaming is that you gotta have so much you gotta have so much rechargeable shit. You gotta have equipment around you and this and that, this and that. I mean, it is what it is, I get it. But does it have to be what it is? No, it don't. Make better fucking batteries, man. But
affordable.
I don't know. I'm just
Styles and options to fit every
bitching, I guess.
budget. Right now is one of our best offers ever.
Oh, fuck.
Get started today and jacuzzi bath remodel will waive installation costs with no interest.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just chilling at home, just hanging out, talking that shit, talking that bullshit. I don't know.
Installation takes place in as little as 1 day.
I'm not doing anything spectacular. And it's really the location that I'm at. I'm in the States. Like, you got Snowmageddon, nobody's going out. Hence the toboggan, the extra layers of clothes. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like that, you know. Gotta read the room, I guess.
Call or go online now to jacuzzibathremodel.com.
It has been really, really cold. It really has.
Zero payments for up to 1 year. Call 800-417-4504. That's 800-417-4504.
Gotta cover my ears. I mean, we're at like Snowmageddon.
Storm, and we thank you so much for all of the videos and pictures you're sending in.
Yeah, taking a look at this one coming in from Janice from Duncanville, Texas. Thank you for sharing this. I made the call and you responded. Thank you. Here's another one from Chris in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Man.
Oh, look at the dog already getting out to enjoy that snow. Quite a bit of good snow, it looks like there.
Yeah. How about this one coming in?
Yeah, we're just.
Thanks for sending this one in.
Yes.
Man, all of these images look very similar, right? Look at Decatur, Arkansas, Betsy Smith. Your roads are covered, the neighborhood nice and quiet.
Then we head to Jackson, Tennessee. Thanks, Chris, for sending this one in. Look at that. You can really see how much snow accumulated when you look at that on the table and even on the stairs.
Yeah, exactly. This coming in from Searcy, Arkansas. Edwin, thanks for sending that. And please be careful going down those stairs. I think that's the story for many of us.
This is the snow coming down in Fort Worth. Look at that. You can see some big flakes there.
Yeah, Victor, thank you for sharing that one. Over to Joplin, Missouri. Kyle, thank you for sending this in. I mean, you look at all of these, and so many of these are just areas that are covered with snow. And this one is the sun's coming up, rather. Rochester, New York, getting ready for a big storm here. Man, you guys have really answered the call.
Yeah, so we thank you for that. It provides sort of a ground truth for us to give us an idea of just how much is accumulating across the country.
Yeah, if you see it, share it. Scan the QR code on your screen. You can
I'm a
upload
pretty
photos
boring
there,
person.
or you can also go to foxweather.com/connect.
And as we look at the setup for this winter
I just
storm,
work so
we already have
much.
the snow and
I
ice
work,
that's
I
been hitting the
sleep.
plains this morning, Craig. Significant
Work,
ice
sleep,
is what we're really
repeat,
monitoring.
work,
It's this
sleep,
long corridor from
repeat.
Texas all the way up into Virginia.
And that's the concern, right? When you think about places like Arkansas, south of I-40.
It's not going to be this way forever. I'll tell you that. It can't be maintained. So
friends and our families and neighbors out in northwestern
once I decide
I
to
think we could see, to your point, a lot of ice.
get to the point in my life where I say, okay, enough is enough,
Please be ready because we're going to have widespread power outages.
We can't stress that enough because
then
we
that'll
do
be
have
the
big
day that
impacts
I
in terms of
actually
the
fly
power
down to
outages, but we're really
Thailand.
going to continue to feel it into next week.
Yeah.
Temperatures really through the end of the month. I'm looking at some of the long-range predictions. We're keeping the cold around.
First
in the
thing I
same
do
area from
when I get to
Plains the East
Thailand
Coast.
is
Yeah,
probably
with that being said,
buy me,
we're looking at this massive storm. We have some
I don't know,
oranges and
buy
oranges
or
from New Mexico
rent
to
or
New England, and here's
whatever,
where we got
lease
all
or
the
whatever
warmer
is
air
a
sources
Fortuner.
going in, and we're talking about copious amounts of moisture.
And then
This was some energy
kinda
that
hang out,
originated off
go
the Pacific,
from
so you're
there.
dealing with Pacific moisture, and now also some Gulf moisture as well.
That's
and then
what I
Arctic,
think.
big player in this forecast.
Yes, that cold air is just driving south. You can see that that snow line has even been a little bit farther south than we initially thought, contributing to some of the snow and spots like Arkansas this morning. I mean, we're talking about snow totals already half a foot, and we're just getting started here.
Yeah, North Little Rock, you're dealing with that. All of you on social media, thank you for reaching out and asking questions because you can see how widespread this is. So many people.
Which one should we get?
Your community, if you live outside of Nashville,
Let's grab this one.
this air of warm
This
nose,
Bubba.
this nose of warm air, bringing the rain in. And then East Tennessee is getting in on a mixture.
This one.
You know, it's freezing rain
This
in portions
one.
across East Tennessee.
Bob.
And Craig, as we go forward into tomorrow,
It's
we're watching for
magnetic,
that icing
man.
threat shifting off to the Carolinas. This is going to be a big snow producer for parts of New England, so great for the ski resorts there.
Yeah, how about Boston? Could be doing really well there too.
What are the jackpot spots? We're showing up at hours on
I'm so tired, man. This is like a fucking marathon here. What am I doing? We'll keep you here for a minute.
Check this out. Behind this curtain is an outdated
because I
bath
still
and
gotta
shower
figure
room.
out the
Now, I want you folks to imagine transforming this
computer
eyesore
to phone to computer.
bath remodel in as little as one day.
Jacuzzi bath remodel went straight to the source. People just like you to answer the biggest bath and shower remodel questions.
What my bathroom looks like is really important to me. Are there a lot of design options?
It is what it is.
Jacuzzi has stylish shower walls, designer colors,
I wish I had
and
more shit to
features
do,
like soft
but
closed doors, all
I
with
don't.
genuine jacuzzi quality.
Call right now and Jacuzzi will waive installation costs with no interest and no payments for up to a year.
Either that or yes, I do have stuff to do, but it's so expensive that I don't want
We
to
all know
do.
how unsafe it is to step over a shower tub, right? Just step right
These
into your
expensive
easy-entry
things
shower
may
by
include
Jacuzzi.
helicopter
Our showers
rides
have
over
never been
Dallas
safer. We have
Fort
durable
Worth
grab bars, grab shelves,
to like
or
5-6-star restaurants, VIP treatment to certain
no
things.
slip floor right there.
I really like this seat because if she gets tired during the shower, she can sit.
But Beam and I has really scaled back on a lot of things. We scaled
and
back.
you'll never have to scrub grout again. And this
We're
is
trying to
more
reach that
manually resistant,
retirement.
so you just rinse it
Now,
out.
That's incredible.
what that retirement in Thailand looks like,
Well, it's more
we're not
affordable
quite
than you
sure.
might think, and we have great
But
financing
what we're sure of is make sure that we
Best of all,
finish
this
up all
Jacuzzi
our
was trusted in the
health
market for over
stuff,
7
medical
years.
stuff.
I know you'd love to upgrade, and there's never been a
Whether
better
it's
time to
surgeries
upgrade this
to
and
diagnoses or whatever the case.
For a limited time
Get that
offer,
straightened
waiving
out
all installation costs, plus 0 interest and 0 payments for
and
up to 1 year.
get a nice
Go to
affordable condo. I mean,
JacuzziBathRemodel.com or call 800-761-3240.
it'll
Muddy
be
paws, dirty shoes, and endless cleaning. Are your floors always dirty? No
the
matter how
condos like.
Now there's a
I rather
simple solution.
rent than
Meet
own,
Muddy Mat.
and the reason why because if you have bad, unruly neighbors, you could just fucking move. Or if you say, "Hey, I'm tired of this area. I want to go to another area of Thailand. I'm tired of
My floors have never been so
John
clean.
10. I want to go
Blue
Pot 10."
came in covered in mud,
You could
and this
move
anti-mud mat
easily
left their paws sparkling.
due
They
to
step across it
your
just
renting,
once, and it completely
leasing, or
makes
what
their paws
whatever you want to
completely
call it.
unmud.
But
It's the
if
best
you
mat
own
I've
it,
ever found,
you're
and
stuck with that
it's
some
tried.
bitch.
There's still a
The
series
loud
going on.
neighbors,
I wouldn't
the
wait too long before they're gone.
area that you get tired of just hanging out at, yeah, that's yours now.
Muddy Mat. What are you waiting for?
That's when you buy. So I don't want to buy. I just want to lease for months. And another prime example was that we had that earthquake in Thailand just last year, I believe. People are stuck with those, but if you lease or rent, you can be like, okay, I'll be out of here next month. I'm gonna grab my shit and go. Just that easy. Over 40 states affected. Oh my god.
Significant ice storm is underway for parts of the south. That is going to weigh down on power lines. But behind the storm, brutal, record cold settles in. A dangerous combination we're tracking very closely all weekend long for you. We are in live 24/7 breaking news coverage from now on until the
That's
storm is
crazy.
done. Let's start with a live look at the power outage tracker. And currently, 92,000 people across the country are without power. So far this morning, the state with the highest outages, that is now Texas, up to nearly 30,000
Oh, shit.
customers without power. And Craig, that number has continued to grow.
Hey, Texas,
This morning,
a lot of
I
Texas don't have
it's
power.
hard to imagine as we get into the middle toward the end of the storm, how high that number is going to
No
end up being.
power.
Here's a live look right now at a couple of pictures. You have images from Lowell, Arkansas, as well as Pittsburgh, Kansas. Now, It's these two states where we've had a decent amount of snow already fall. In parts of Arkansas, I'll specifically point out North Little Rock. That's where we've picked up already about a half a foot of snowfall. So we'll continue to accumulate there. Let's get right into the details of this massive winter storm that's already getting started in parts of the country. Snow and ice hitting the plains now, and the icing threat is what we'll really continue to monitor. It's going to cover a wide stretch of the United States from Texas all the way to Virginia, and this unfortunately could lead to widespread power outages, something we'll continue to stay on top of for you. There's
it's
also
all white.
over a foot of snow that could fall for areas inside of the I-95 corridor, and this is coming as some of the major cities along the I-95 corridor have been in a snow drought. We'll take a look right now at our live radar, and you can see there has been a little bit of everything so far this morning. The cold air has gone a little bit farther south than we had initially thought, allowing for some more of those snow totals to accumulate across Arkansas. So if you are in parts of Tennessee as well, you're now starting to see more of those snow showers. Initially, we had some drier air, but it looks like we've overcome that and really saturated. So now you are going to start accumulating. But we've turned our attention, Craig, down across parts of Dallas into Louisiana and into southern Arkansas. That's where we have some of the mixed precipitation that's going on this morning.
And I'll tell you what, that's going to lead to those problems with more in the way of those power outages, with icing being a problem, freezing rain, just freezing on contact. I wish we had better news, but it was part of the forecast that we've been trying to get you ready for this, leading up to this. We're just in it right now.
Okay, I'm going to try to switch it from...
moisture coming in from the Pacific, from the Gulf. That's feeding right into that cold Arctic air, that big area of high pressure. Those northeast winds have just been giving us intense amounts of cold air. In fact, I saw the high pressure at about a 1048 millibars.
Really strong.
Really,
when you think about the surface pressure being about 1013 millibars,
exactly,
big difference there.
Yeah. Here's what we've got through the afternoon, and we'll start to see this expand across the southeast and eventually into the northeast as well. We do have our team fanned out across the country covering the storm, bringing you the latest. We want to go to Fox Weather Storm Specialist Mike Seidel, who has been in Tulsa, Oklahoma this morning. Mike, checking in with some of our team behind the scenes, getting to you. The coldest, we haven't seen these kind of numbers in quite some time. Back in 2024, January 14th, we got down to 6 degrees, and then in February 2021, we got down to 5 degrees.
Yeah, and so far we've gotten down to 8 degrees. We're now back up to 9, and boy, I can feel that warmth. The wind chill is down 3 below zero because we don't have a lot of wind. Nobody's complaining. If we have a lot of wind, the snow, even though we've only had 2 to 3 inches.
Yeah, we've got a lot of
shit, man. Come out here on the roadway, show you the roads first, and notice what we have. Now, they have scraped and plowed. Not a whole lot of snow to do that, but there's a lot of bare spots everywhere because of the way the wind is blowing this very powdery snow. We'll look down Mingo into the distance, and you can see how the visibility drops off, and it looks a little fuzzy. So it is snowing. It's hard to see the flakes. This cold air, the very fine dendrites, very small, but it is continuing to snow lightly. And it's going to snow until midday tomorrow. That's why we're still thinking we're going to get at least a foot of snow. The all-time record is 14.0. Got the gentleman out here from the Waffle House. Oh, thank you, sir. Let's go talk to this gentleman here. Well, all I can say, hi, I'm Mike Seidel with Fox Weather. What's your name? Bob. Now, are you doing this for us, for the Waffle House?
I'm doing it for you guys. You guys are safe in this historic snowstorm.
Well, that's very kind of you. You don't even have your ears covered.
No, this is nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
It's pretty cold for Tulsa.
So, for Tulsa it is. I'm from Colorado.
Well, there you go. Well, Bob, and you know the thing about this snow, it's easy to shovel because it's...
Is that better with the lighting?
It's not backbreaking.
Right.
Okay, well...
But I want to make sure you guys are safe out. You've got someplace good to stand on.
Well, we really appreciate that. Thanks so much.
So I'm only here to help.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Okay,
too.
take care. And also some clearing over in the shopping center. Oh, it's hard to see them now. A couple of bobcats over there at the big shopping center. So we're getting some cleanup here. Again, not a huge cleanup because we haven't had a lot of snow, but it's going to come and add up right on through midday tomorrow. As temperatures stay cold, even next week, highs, if they get above freezing each day, just for an hour or so. So that's how we stand here in Tulsa. Let's go back now to New York City, back to Melanie and Craig.
What a nice gentleman. We need to get him some earmuffs and some gloves, though.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Mike, if the Waffle House ever closes, we're in trouble.
We can buy him a Waffle House breakfast. How about that?
I love that idea. We'll send you on break right now. We hear that's your favorite restaurant?
Kind of hungry.
It is in a situation like this. Yes.
I think it's everyone's favorite
because it's the only restaurant open.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, they're almost always open. And I can tell you real quickly, the Waffle House, they have a war room with this storm, and they've got everybody fanned out, especially when there's going to be an ice storm and power outages, so they can get the power back on with portable generators and feed the public. So they're really ramped up, and it's a very tough forecast. It's not as easy as covering a hurricane where we know it's going to be a swamp. This is many states and many restaurants.
Well, that's great to hear that they're helping people out. That's our Fox Weather storm specialist, Mike Seidel in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We'll check back in with you shortly.
All right, let's head over to Arkansas. Crystal River in Arkansas. Portions of I-40 have been covered with snow, and this is just one of them. I-40 is a good stretch of it is going to be covered in snow. Cars, those big rigs, big semis moving slowly, and with some of the snow coming down, it is tough to keep up with keeping those clean. I mean, it's intense in some spots. We want to talk about what's been going on across Arkansas. Arkansas, good morning to you. If you are watching this morning, portions across North Arkansas have already collected half a foot of snow, including North Little Rock. I mean, half a foot of snow already, 6 inches. Incredible, right? And the snow line has drifted a little farther south. The cold air was in place, got saturated. And
had to give my eyes a rest a minute.
Snow. When you look at the big map here, look how cold it is. Springfield has been sitting at 4 degrees, Wichita 2 degrees, Pueblo, Colorado even. You've got the cold wind in place. And then when we watch this, Melanie, you're starting to see, a couple of you are waiting. You had some snow, but it's going to pick up again. You just heard Mike talking about, another round, if you will, a bit of drying right behind that. Dallas, we've had about 2 inches reported out of Dallas. Over to the north suburbs, same story. You see the mixing in Texarkana, where a lot of the cameras that we've been looking at here behind the scenes are actually frozen over. Bad news out there, right?
Yeah,
when we talk about what's been going on with power outages for Texas, specifically, now we are up to about 36,000 customers without power in the state of Texas. That's gone up almost 10,000 in the past couple of hours, and we expect that number to go up. I-44 to Tulsa, Oklahoma, you've got one lane that's open in both directions. It's good to stay behind in those plowed lanes, as you know, if you've never driven through snow. And if the plows are coming through, give them the space that they need. Parts of I-40 right now standing by, but Fort Smith has been dealing with some of the snow. Oklahoma, a lot of you, 3 to 4.5 inches of snow this morning so far. South of there, we've got the mixing that's happening closer to the Red River. And then we take a look at these alerts. Man, Melanie, we got winter storm warnings from New Mexico to New England. And the concern, I think, really, aside from the snow, is the ice.
Yeah, you have that. You can see that from the eastern side of Texas through Louisiana up into Mississippi. And that's just one spot where we're watching for the threat of ice. But in that immediate spot is where we could have some localized amounts of ice accumulating up to about an inch. And unfortunately, that is going to be devastating for some of those areas.
Yeah, you think of that, and then some gusty winds, and then some snow on top of that. It's not a good combination. A lot of you, if you lose the power, making sure that you've got everything that you need to be prepared to be without power for several days. That is the story. And then behind that, that cold air is going to be with us at least through the week.
Right. So if you're watching now and you haven't done enough prep, then now is the time to make sure you're prepared, grabbing some extra blankets, making sure you have the extra batteries ready to go. Yeah. Long list of things, yes. Well, the storm is also going to cause some major impacts across the southeast. Ice storm warnings are issued for more than 2 million from Arkansas to North Carolina. Widespread power outages are also expected all week long, and things are going to just be getting started here. You're taking a live look, and this is over Atlanta, where the current temperature is still in the 40s, but those temperatures going to continue to drop, and we continue taking looks. This is in Nashville, where the current temperature is 19 degrees. A snowy scene across Paducah, Kentucky so far this morning, where the snow showers are coming down. Live look right here, where you do see some of the snow showers across Little Rock, where we continue to pick on some of those.
I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to utilize that gym.
Is just on the eastern side of Tennessee, where at least radar is showing that those returns are showing some snow showers. I do want to move in and and show you a little bit closer image. So if you are traveling along these immediate areas, what spots where you're likely going to uncover snow covered roads?
We'll do that
it's going
as
to be
a
along
stream.
I-40 as well as I-54. But there's been that sharp cutoff where you have some of that mixed precipitation that's also there. So Pine Bluff, we're talking more about a snow and sleet mix. And the discussions have really been alerting like there's going to be a sharp cutoff northern edges of Arkansas. You have more heavier snow, while just to the south, that's where you have a little bit of a mix. This massive winter storm eventually going to make its way to the northeast this weekend. We have reporters and meteorologists that are posted up all over the region. So we'll be breaking down what you can expect if you're living in the northeast coming up after the break.
Uh-oh. Somebody touched me. There's no stops.
Hi, my name is Damian Clark. And if you have both Medicare and Medicaid, I have some really encouraging news that you'll definitely want to hear. Depending on the plans available in your area, you may be eligible to get extra benefits with the Humana Medicare Advantage Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan. These plans have a $0 monthly plan premium. Most plans include the Humana Healthy Options Allowance. Get over $1,000 a year. That's $85 a month to help pay for covered over.
Get out of here. I'm trying to make it buy more shit.
The options allowance is loaded onto a prepaid card each month, and whatever you don't spend carries over from each month. Call today to learn about all the items.
Thanks for being with us here on Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Christina Evans. As promised, we're going to be heading out to some of our entertainment headlines. But don't worry, we're going to continue to keep this up on your screen. This is a live look that we have there at our XRAD system, just to continue to show you that we are continuing to monitor the winter storm as it is now impacting several parts of the country. Again, millions of Americans are under this winter storm watch. So to do that, we'll keep this up on the screen as we're heading on to some of our other top stories that we're watching. And so right now, this is what we're going to be talking about. The Academy Awards. Yes, it is official. Earlier this week, they released the list of all of those who are nominated.
So
of course, this includes the one that many people are waiting on, the Best Picture category. And so right now, reading this up on your screen, maybe you've heard of some of these movies or seen them yourself. Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams. And so to talk a lot more about what we can anticipate here as we're watching, I do want to bring in film critic Felix Albierne. Felix, thanks so much for being with us here on Live Now from Fox.
Thanks for having me.
Well, this is so exciting. I wait for this moment each and every year to be able to see what pictures are going to be listed in that, really the category that takes home all the marbles. And so this year we know that Sinners was nominated in the category and really ran away with quite the show-stealing moment, getting 16 nominations overall.
Get out of here. Beat it.
Got a lot of mixed precipitation here.
Okay, this is in Tennessee.
On the windshield. We're going to hop on 40 eastbound. Where is my coconut water? Time for some coconut water, chat. Gotta stay hydrated on these chases. How's my gas? I got over a half tank. I'll fill up a little bit closer to Nashville. But yeah, listen to that sleet, guys. Honestly, there's some freezing rain mixed in here too. There's definitely some freezing rain mixed in now. Got a mixed bag of wintry precipitation here. You guys are just tuning in and you're new to the channel, welcome in, guys. We are live from I-40. Trying to figure out which lane I want to be in. I guess I'll stay in the right. There's some semblance of tire tracks here. So welcome in, everyone. We are live from Tennessee. Thank you, Beverly. You guys are new to the channel. This is a live storm chasing channel. This is what I do. I go around, I drive in the most extreme conditions, tornadoes, blizzards, floods, hurricanes. That's what we do on this channel. That is what we do. Yeah, I think 12,000 beats our, I think that beats our concurrent record for winter chases anyway. Region, we've had more for tornadoes than hurricanes. Region, thank you so much for your $20 super chat. For those of you guys just tuning in, I want to give a warm welcome to every single one of you guys in my stream. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. And welcome Kathy to, or thank you for the 5 gifted, excuse me. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Mulaney, welcome to the Storm State, becoming a member. Yeah, guys, I'm going to head back towards Jackson. I'm going to start moving up towards Nashville. And if, I run into
by bitter cold, so almost unfair, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. It's
sorry,
that the air behind
it looks in
I
my
hope
neck
that
of the
remember
woods
that part
here.
of the conversation. If you lose power, if you need to get on the roads, it's still going to take some time to be able to get everything back up and going again before we get back to what we'd like to see for a normal winter.
I've been telling everyone, you're not going to wake up Monday morning and see, sunny and 32 out here like we normally get. That's the way Arkansas weather is. Snow one day, sunny and 35 the next. Not going to happen. This is going to be cold through Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I think next Friday it gets down to single digits again. So very unusual for us, but our Kansans are pretty tough, so we'll get through this.
Talk a little bit about the terrain as well, because Arkansas is such a beautiful state, and you've got not only the different types of precipitation, but a different type of climate based on where you are in the state.
Excellent point. Yeah, Northwest Arkansas, beautiful, a lot of mountains. Here in Little Rock, it becomes slightly hilly, smaller mountains. Eastern Arkansas, completely flat. And then you've got the Delta.
I don't know what to do, guys.
So different terrain.
Sure, watching news. My life's pretty boring, man.
Precipitation, temperature, wind. So
it is what
as
it
I
is.
said before, almost unfair, but Mother Nature, she's in control, and we'll do what we can.
Yeah, well, we appreciate all you're doing, you and your crews, helping to keep folks in Arkansas safe and anybody trying to get through your beautiful state. I know you're busy, so we'll let you get back to it.
That's why
we'd like to share
want
that
to
with everybody
travel
out there
more,
watching
but
Fox Weather. That is the Arkansas Department of Transportation spokesperson Dave Parker. Thank you. Be safe.
It takes a lot of time and money.
Thank you very much.
To be able to travel like that.
Incredible 700 snowplows that are out
And
there.
you really have to be
And right now we
fluid.
are turning our attention to New York. A beautiful shot
This
here
point
as
in
we are
time
gaining
in my
more
life,
through
I
the
am
morning.
not.
And look at that, 9 degrees for current temperature. Feels like it is a negative 9 degrees when you factor in that wind. So it
Kids going
certainly
to
is a
college
good morning
and
to stay inside. As
so
we
on
look at
and
where
so
our current
forth.
winter weather alerts
And
spans across the
and it's
Northeast.
not
So we
only
have
about
this
that. I'm just
only
not
today,
ready
but
to
continuing into Monday for our winter
sell
weather
everything
alerts,
I
and
fucking
winter
got.
storm warnings have been extended for this part of the country. If I could have Marissa advance my
At the
graphics
end of the
back
day,
there, that would be
I'm
amazing.
American.
And the
I'm a
here
United
is that you're
States
waking up this
citizen.
morning across the Northeast,
I reap
and
the
temperatures are
benefits
bitter
of
cold.
being
And
a
this is
United
just
States
setting the
citizen,
stage
so
for
I
what's to
don't
come.
want
So we have the Arctic air in place. We're just
don't
waiting
want to mess
on
that
that
up.
moisture. Current look at temperatures. It is 6 degrees in Boston, but look at that wind chill.
It
Negative
is what it
13.
is.
You go down to Washington, it also
I don't
feels
know.
like it's negative 2.
Man,
Snowfall
those
forecast
shots are
looks
really
like this.
starting to
So the
hit me,
greatest
man.
trends are going to be for areas northwest of the region. So you really look at the picture from I-81
It's kind of
northwest
weird
through
because
Pennsylvania,
on the
following
DJI
line of
Pocket
I-80 through the
3,
Hudson Valley, and then also
the
for parts of northwest Mass,
color
but also
picture
stretching to the coast of Boston,
quality
where
is
we're
like
highlighting some of the
top
biggest
notch.
snow totals. We could be
But
talking about
when you
anywhere
transfer
from a foot or higher in some of these major
to
cities
like
that have been in a snow drought that
kick.com,
haven't seen this big of a
I guess the
snowstorm
resolution
in half a decade. I want to
kinda
walk
like
you through a future radar. This is as we
diminished.
go through today. It is still quiet in northern New
Maybe
England,
it's
but it's
something
your
I'm
turn
doing.
getting
I
those snow
don't know.
showers first through West Virginia and
I don't
into Virginia. We go forward overnight into tomorrow. Here, more of that snow for parts of New York City.
Man,
into
it's
the
coming
Hudson
down.
Valley.
It's coming
It's
down.
once we get into tomorrow
I could hear
afternoon
the
and
freezing
evening that the
rain
intensity is really going to pick up.
like
And this is where we're going to
shattering,
pick up on higher
crashing
snowfall
against
rates, not only
the
around
window.
the New York City metro, but into New England as well. Picking this up at 1 o'clock. It's all
It is
snow
what
for
it
parts
is,
of
man.
Massachusetts and into northern New England.
But what
at
is
this
it?
point, though, we
Who
turn our
knows?
attention down to Richmond and Washington, D.C. It's where this warm nose is moving on in, and this is going to allow
Alright,
more
here
sleet
we
to
go.
fall. That sleet
Crown
could
roll.
cut into the overall snow totals.
With the
We
shot
continue this
bars.
into Monday.
Here
It's a
we go.
long duration storm, right? But at this
Here
point,
we go.
we're starting to see the storm move farther off to the north and east, and some of this wraparound moisture continues to dump some snow across Massachusetts into New England. At this point, though,
Come on.
the snow rates aren't going to
Check
be
it
quite
out.
as high, but you're still
Not
accumulating
at
snow.
a urinal.
Taking this all
Come
the way
on.
to Tuesday, yeah, that storm's out of here, but we're still
Chunk out.
feeling some impacts in terms of the bitter cold. It is still going to feel like it is going to be below zero. In fact, this is a look at where our current temperatures stand. We've got you in Portland at -2, Boston at 9 degrees, and here at New York City at 11 degrees. So the bitter
That-
cold is going to continue
that makes
pretty
it
much
more.
through the end of the month as we're looking at long-term models. But as far as our snow departure from average since 2021, we've been in a little bit of a snow deficit for some of the major cities
I don't know
on the
what I'm
I-95
doing
corridor.
later.
We'll focus in on Boston, and you
Well,
are
what I-
about minus
Well, what I am
100
doing
inches
later
below
is
where you
late
should
now.
be. So it's big storms like this that get
Hopefully
that
those
average back on
shots
top.
put
I'll
me
tell
to
you what,
sleep.
let's talk about some of these cities, my friend, because a lot of us
I
across
don't
the
know.
Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic, I keep getting messages.
Let me
What's
go
happening?
back to the
Let's get right to it.
phone.
We're going to go through these because we got a lot to cover. As we look at Richmond, we're expecting 5 to
And-
8
and
inches of
again,
fresh
I'm
snow.
just
Got mountains to the west, a little higher
practicing
totals to
that.
the
I don't
north.
know what
Just
I'm
a little
doing.
bit of sleet for the southern portions that cuts back on the
Yeah, there's
snowfall
quite a
totals.
sharp cutoff where
Yeah.
you're getting those higher amounts and also getting the sleet mixing in. Richmond, we're looking at you about 1/4 to half an inch of some ice could fall.
Yeah, as far as timing, you'll watch as we go through. That's
We
8
should be
p.m. and
good
then we go
now.
through early tomorrow morning. You can see where the nose of warm air is starting to move on in. Richmond's still in the snow, and then we turn over. That's
I
when we
know,
start to come
right?
back on the snowfall totals.
A lot of this 95 corridor and
Such
closer to the
a-
coast, we're watching where that warm nose is going to set up.
such a
How much warm air is going to
crazy
be above
wave.
us. Continuing to look into our snowfall forecast for the Mid-Atlantic. Look at that, Baltimore, 5 to 8 inches of snow. DC and
It
the
says
Mid-South as well. And this is
I'm
where
live
we
here.
watch our snow